Humble and kind. Words to live by, my friends. Words to live by.
Time now for your question of the day. Brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Markets of Las Cruces. Fresh produce, bread, meat, honey, food trucks, handmade art, music, and more. Every Saturday and Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. downtown Las Cruces.
That's right. Time for our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. And this one is kind of big game adjacent in a way, but it's all about fear. See, during an interview leading up to the big game, Will Campbell, the rookie left tackle for the New England Patriots, was asked about his greatest irrational fear. And his answer, well, it seems as a high school kid that he had a violent run-in with a crazed cat in the dark during a sleepover at a friend's house. And he never forgot it, never got over it, and continues to be, even as a 320-pound NFL player, left tackle, right? He's afraid of cats. Now, some of those cats, that's a rational fear when you get to the big guys, your mountain lions, leopards, tigers, lions, stuff like that. But, yeah, he has an irrational fear of house cats. Yeah. But it got me thinking about, one, that's weird. Two, there are a lot of irrational fears that are out there, but, it doesn't matter, because if you're afraid of it, then you're afraid of it. It may seem irrational to other people, but for you, that's a real thing, right? So what about you? What is your greatest irrational fear? And how badly are you impacted by that? Yeah, so that is our question of the day today. What is your irrational fear? And don't worry, I will share a few of my friends' irrational fears. Now, I do have a friend of mine who is afraid of birds, like chickens, pigeons, stuff like that. He's afraid because same thing. He was at his uncle's farm. Apparently was aggravating the chickens, and the rooster went after him. So he has an irrational fear of birds, especially the ones that kind of flock together right there. Well, birds of a feather, as they say. But that was actually a pretty good one. I was thinking about it going like, I don't think I have an irrational fear of anything. And then I remember some of the most, I guess, nervous times, the most things that really got me like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going to happen. And basically, I think I have an irrational fear of getting fired. I really do, because I believe in putting in, 110% every day at work. And sometimes I think it's one of the reasons I don't take vacations and I am a workaholic, because if I'm not at work, this is where it boils down to. If I take a vacation, or if I'm not at work, if I take a few days off, I feel like I'm going to come back and get fired. That's really what my irrational fear is. And, for the most part, I don't think I have to worry about it, but it's there. But what about you? What is your irrational fear? That is our question of the day, brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces. Go ahead and let me know your answers. Call them in, text them in, leave your comments down below on our social media pages. All righty. I think all of that is taken care of, and we are exclusively up on our social media pages. I'm experimenting a little bit with the format here. Maybe I'll go back down to this one. Yeah, I like that. I'm sitting at the desk. Well, what about your irrational fear? There are those little things that I think that we're afraid of. Sometimes they make sense. Sometimes they don't to other people. In ways I can see a lot of how irrational fears are started there. And hey, if you like my sister, completely afraid of dogs. Don't know why. Most of the dogs that we had were pretty cool, but I think she had a run-in when she was younger, and she had a fear of dogs there. I don't know what my brother is afraid of. Probably falling out of trees. I don't know. And then, some of my other friends, these fears may seem irrational to a lot of people, but for you, it's a real thing. So it's not irrational. But what are they? Yeah. What is your greatest irrational fear, or what other people might think of as irrational? Like I said, I really do have this fear that if I take a few days off from work, I'm going to come back and I'm going to get fired. And I've had so many people look at me going like, that's not going to happen. But it did once. And I think that's why I have that fear. Yeah. So What is your greatest irrational fear? Go ahead and let me know your answers. You can call them in. You can text them in. You can leave your comments down below. Just notice the text messages. It says, "I'm afraid of tomatoes. Never been in one. We don't have them around here. Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I need new glasses. Not tomatoes. It's tornadoes. Yeah, tornadoes. Yeah, never been in one. We did have a tornado warning a couple of times, I think, in this area, but I haven't seen one. But tornadoes, I don't think is an irrational fear. Even though we don't get them around here, I don't think that's really irrational. I think that is completely rational in my point of view. What about you? Go ahead and let me know what is your greatest irrational fear. And once again, you can call those in, you can text those in, and you can go ahead and just let me know. Leave your comments down below. In the meantime, let's go ahead and see what's going on in and around the world. I wonder what we might be talking about. All right. Starbucks continuing its Super Bowl Monday tradition by giving rewards members a free coffee after the game. They'll probably need it. Tinder launching a new line of charms ahead of Valentine's Day. Okay. Waffle House launching their own limited edition Valentine's Day gift box. Ooh, $45 filled with 10 handcrafted chocolate truffles. Waffle House box adorned with the line, "Meet me under the yellow sign." I hear they're taking reservations for Valentine's Day. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan will reunite in the Oscars for a tribute to director Rob Reiner. That would be a good tribute. I'd almost pay attention to that. Disneyland is now offering weddings at their iconic haunted mansion. Wedding packages range from $25,000 to $40,000. Is it me or is that a lot? I don't know. Never had to do a wedding, so don't know about that one. And apparently, let's see, anything else going on right in there? Nope. Olympics, of course, are starting today. I think. Well, suddenly my mouth is not working. Olympics start today. I think they are kicking off with the opening ceremonies at about 2:00 Eastern time. So that'll be about 4:00 our time, since they are being held out of country this year, right? Yeah. Where are they being held? I didn't even think about that one for a while. Anyway, let me know your answers for our question of the day. What is your greatest irrational fear? Because I saw the story about Will Campbell, who's a rookie left tackle for the New England Patriots. Somebody asked him that question, and he said that he's afraid of cats. Had to do with spending a night over at a friend's house, and he got attacked by a crazed cat, and ever since then, he's been afraid of cats. So let me know your irrational fears, and I will just point this out, that even though it may be irrational to most people, if it's your fear, then it's not irrational to you. Yeah. So if you ever wonder what I'm doing when I'm on vacation, it's worrying about if I have a job when I come back. That's my irrational fear. Let me know your answers. Once again, call them in, text them in, 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. And of course, you can always just leave your comments down below for our question of the day, which is brought to you by the Farmers and Crafts Market of Las Cruces.